Mike hot boots on the ground, troops coming heavy with the no-nonsense sound. Ain't no filters, we break the mold. Stories hidden, swept away, now they're getting told. Spotlights hit, the tension pops. We ain't here for nothing but the real damn drops. We're busting bubbles, taking names, cussing and discussing, changing the game. No smoke, no mirrors, no curtain calls. Piss on the fire and call the dogs. Steel chairs, court stairs, backstage heat. Legends fall when we bring that beat. Voices sharp, we cutting right through. Best damn team, yeah, you know it's true. We ain't your daddy's play-by-play. We call it raw, we're here to stay. From bell to bell, win or lost. Shoot, don't care who signs the checks or calls the boss. Putting out fires, taking names, cussing and discussing, fueling the flames. Standing tall when the last bell call. Piss on the fire and call the dogs.
Hello, wrestling fans. I want to thank you all for joining us for another warm edition of Cussin and Discussin. I am the Doctor of Professional Wrestling, Mike Blankenship, PhD. Alongside me, the Excellence of Elocution, Walter Dixon. See, I told you I would get it this week.
Yeah.
I done it. Got us through.
Yeah. Well,
we are now streaming on Facebook, on the Elevate Pro Wrestling Facebook page, the Cussin and Discussin Facebook page, as well as the Cussin and Discussin YouTube page. And also, I do want to announce that recently, in the last 48 hours, Cussin and Discussin has opened a Discord channel. So check us out on Discord. You all can go there, talk, do whatever you do on Discord. I don't care.
Create Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not monitored, not filtered. Y'all say what the hell you want to.
That being said, we're doing things a little different today, Doc.
We are. I mean,
we're gonna touch on a few things in the indie wrestling arena.
Everybody, I think it's fair to say, might want to put on your big boy britches.
Yeah, some of you are gonna cry. Some of you are gonna get mad.
Some of you might hate us after this, but that's okay because we don't care.
But I'll tell you what you can do about it.
What's that?
You can take that to the comments and discuss it there.
Yeah, we'll be glad to discuss it. I mean, that's why we're here.
You can take it to the comments while we're live. If you want to take it to the comments after the show's over and you want to let us know what you think, by all means. We're probably not going to agree.
But we'll agree to disagree.
But we'll agree to disagree. And here's a big thing for me personally, and I know you agree as well. It's your right.
You have a right
to disagree and to state that disagreement. We will defend that right to the death if necessary.
That's
because we believe
in the First Amendment. We believe in the Constitution as a whole.
Even if you don't like it, even if we don't like it, you have a right to say it.
You got a right to say it.
That being said, let's jump right into this.
Let's do it. Last week, we sat down Saturday, the 14th, I believe. Was it the 14th? Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's 14th. Watched Saturday night main event, the last stop.
Sparkling ice, black cherry.
It's awful.
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, you like it though. But we sat down last week, watched Saturday night main event, the last stop on the John Cena.
The last time is now tour.
Yeah. And the last time was indeed now. And it was a good show. 4 matches. It wasn't overloaded. Cody went against
Obafemi.
You had a tag team championship match with there was 2 guys going up against 2 guys, and this is how much I watched WWE.
It was I can't remember the 2 guys from NXT, but
they won the championship.
They were going up against AJ Styles.
Yeah, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then you had the ladies come out, Soruka versus Bailey, which
was top
oh
tier,
my God,
top tier match.
That might have been, to me, match of the night.
I think it was.
Honestly,
even for me, as big of a John Cena fan as I've been for the last 24 years, that was
those girls really gave it a good shot. A lot of people are giving them a little bit of grief on Facebook, YouTube, wherever. You know, not everything can be perfect, and unfortunately, in this world, it is what it is. But
stop there and give. First of all, we know Bailey's top notch.
We do. I mean,
Sol Ruka, if you do not watch NXT, and I don't watch NXT, but I try to keep
I don't
up
either.
Sol Ruka is a phenom.
She is.
Absolute phenom.
She is a true athlete. I mean, that soul snatcher is.
Yeah. And she can hit that from the corner, from the side, anywhere where she can get to the ropes and do that springboard
flip into
inverted, and she doesn't flip backwards into it. She flips under herself.
Yeah,
which is that takes talent.
Yeah, indeed.
Into that cutter, that layout cutter, almost an RKO.
Yeah,
and it's phenomenal to watch. It really just the first time you watch it, first time you see it, just blows your mind. You're like, holy crap!
But those girls done a great job.
Fantastic.
And honestly, I think they both have a hell of a career ahead of them.
Yeah.
And then the main event, John Cena going 1-on-1 against the ring general Gunther.
Yeah.
In what will be effectively his final match.
Yes. Now,
I've seen Terry Funk retire so many times. I know final match don't always mean final match.
Same with Ric Flair,
Shawn Michaels, Triple H, The Undertaker, Sting.
Now, I think at this point though, we can safely assume Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Undertaker, and possibly Ric Flair are permanently retired.
Never count Ric Flair out.
He should have been counted out a long time ago.
Well, Dory Jr. just had his final match, and he's, 85 now? Granted, probably didn't need to, but
somebody say something about that's enough. You done too much.
Any fool can see that. I saw a fool with glasses. Never mind.
Somebody say something about let it go.
Yeah. How many times you going to beat a dead horse?
Right. And at this point, wrestling an 85-year-old man might as well be beating a dead horse.
Depending on an 85-year-old man.
I've always said that the reason I don't consider golf a sport is that anything an 85-year-old man can beat me at is not a sport.
It's a game.
It's a game.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying anything against golf. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I do too. I just ain't got time for it. But no, that match was everything. And let me just preface the whole thing by saying this. You are a John Cena fan. I have been for 24 years plus.
Well, probably 23-ish. I didn't watch him in OVW. I didn't know anything about him in OVW. But I have been a fan since his very first debut on the main roster, so to speak.
Me, I am not a John Cena fan. Yeah. Never really cared about John Cena. Didn't like the Doctor of Thugonomics. Didn't like the hustle, loyalty, respect. Didn't like the never say die or give up or whatever he's doing. Wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it was wrong. Just means it wasn't for me. But to sit down and watch that match from a neutral standpoint, and I tried to. I honestly really tried to watch that from a neutral standpoint. It was everything I expected it to be.
And look, folks, we're not going to sit here and try to tell you we know more than you do, but for the most part, we know more than you do. Let's just cut to the chase here.
Well,
we've been essentially doing this for
longer than John Cena was in wrestling.
That's fact. To to just bypass the whole easing into it thing, we knew going into this what was going to happen.
Yes. I mean, I pretty well knew that they've been playing this never give up thing for the last 16 months, more or less.
Well, I mean, the never give up thing has been going for
I mean,
20
they've
years,
been really pushing it.
Yeah.
And I knew then when they started, when he come back and he won the Rumble, and he did win the Rumble, didn't he? Yes, he did.
No,
he didn't.
No. Jey Uso won the Rumble.
Jey Uso won the Rumble. John Cena got knocked out when he won Elimination Chamber. I'm sorry. You start seeing the build.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do this, and he's going to wrestle this person, and then they brought The Rock in, and John Cena low blows Cody, and they try to make him a heel, and that works like a fart in a diving helmet because the fans don't want heel John Cena. They cannot deal with that.
Well, the problem that is the very key to this entire discussion tonight.
Yes.
And that is
and I'm not against fans pushing a star.
Right. But that is to lead to the wishy-washy nature of wrestling fans today. Okay. And that is for Cena made the jump to the main roster in 2002.
Mm-hmm. This
is 2023. So 23 years he's been on the main roster, be it SmackDown or Raw.
Right.
This last 4 or 5 years has been kind of hit and miss. It's been a part-time schedule.
Yeah, he's slacked down on his runs.
Right. Because he knew that this was coming. He's getting older. John's what, 45, 46?
I'd say somewhere in that neighborhood. I mean, I'm
hold on,
safe to say.
Hold on, I'll tell you. He's 48.
Okay, so he's 48 years old. So he's about 4 years older than me. I'd have given it up a long time ago, John.
48
give it
years
up a
old.
long time ago.
Born in 77.
Mm-hmm.
John's not the type of guy. He's not Ric Flair. He's not Undertaker. He's not Terry Funk. He's not Dory Funk Jr.
Not Hulk Hogan.
He's not Hulk Hogan. He's not going to try to drag this out to his 60s.
No.
The minute he realized his body was slowing down,
right,
he's going to give it up. And he's made that clear over the years that this is not going to last forever.
Well, no.
And
it's kind of the same mentality I've got with hunting.
Yeah.
When it's no longer fun, I'm done. I'm not going to do it anymore. It's not because I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's because it's not what I enjoy at this point.
Yeah. Well, I've heard wrestlers say the same thing.
Yeah.
Richie Barker that I talked to.
Yeah, you met down in right.
Down around Pennington Gap, Virginia. If you're watching, Richie, thanks.
God bless you.
He said that he wanted to do 3 things in his wrestling career. He wanted to be in a wrestling magazine. He wanted to win what he considered a major title.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would retire when it wasn't fun anymore. He was in Pro Wrestling Illustrated, PWI, a couple times. Check 1. He won the NWA Southern States, I think, World Championship.
Right.
Out of Mississippi. Check 2. He was driving home from a show one night, had his daughter in the car with him, and he looked at her and he said, I think that was my last match. And she said, no, you won't quit. And he said, I didn't have fun. And I think the fun has been waning for a while, and I wasn't having fun out there.
Yeah.
It was a good match. I enjoyed the people. I enjoyed the camaraderie. I just didn't have fun. I didn't enjoy myself. It was work. Tonight felt like work. And because of that, he never went back. That's been 15 years ago, and he's never looked back. That's the way it should be.
Go
NFL
out
players,
go out
NBA
with your toes up and your boots on.
Yeah. And as we'll get to in a little bit, when the end comes, hand the torch to somebody else and kick your shoes off in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, that's it.
Do it right. But
that match, though, it was a super entrance for both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew Cena would get the pop. We knew he would have the fans behind him, and everything was going to be good. We knew that Gunther was going to come out to some massive boos, some major heat, because he's already said, I'm going to make him tap.
Yep.
I'm going to make him do something he ain't done in 20 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Let me pause right here, because people don't pay attention to what's being said. I'm going to make him do something that he ain't done in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
More or less.
Yeah.
Immediately, people are like, he's never gave up. He's never gave up. He's never gave up.
Yeah.
But that's...
People forget.
People...
They remember what they want to remember.
It's not so much forgetting, it's failing to remember. And yes, that's forgetting, but it's, if I can block it out of my mind, it didn't happen. You know.
Go ahead. And you found, you made a list here.
I made a list.
Now, before you get into the list, though, let me preface. John Cena has had basically 2 gimmicks in his run on the main roster.
Yeah.
There was the Doctor of Thugonomics, and then there was what I lovingly refer to as Super Cena. That's the hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up. You know, that's the gimmick that we know.
Right.
There was a brief period there where he was transitioning from one to the other. That's kind of gray area.
Right.
And then, of course, there's the brief period as a heel. And I finger quote that because
he could have been a heel if he wanted.
He should have been a heel. The fans should have let him be the heel, because for 15 years of his run as the face of the company,
he wanted to be the baby. He was a baby face.
He was a baby face, and the fans were screaming for him to be a heel. And the second he becomes a heel, they won't let him be a heel.
We can't do that. And, you know, and like I said
earlier, back to the fickleness of the fans.
I'm not knocking fans. I'm saw what fans can do. Let's take the Appalachian Animal Brutus.
Yeah.
Who was the most ruthless person in the ring for the longest run. And fans fell in love with him.
Yeah.
And slowly, he kind of fell in love with them too.
Yeah.
You know.
He realized he didn't need the 5-star mafia to be at the top of the mountain.
Right.
Be Brutus.
Then you look at people like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
Who didn't care if you liked him or not.
Yeah.
He wasn't out there because you liked him. He was going to whip ass, drink beer, and go home. And if you cheered for him, good. That's what he's proud of you. What? But no, I did. I actually went back and done some digging in the research pile, because for those of you who aren't old enough to remember 20 odd years ago, God bless you. In July of 2002, it was Chris Jericho versus John Cena on SmackDown. Jericho had lost by disqualification. Cena had won. And Jericho slapped him in the walls of Jericho. And he tapped.
Yeah.
Granted, it was after the bell. The match was over, but he still tapped out.
Yeah. And mind you, Doc's going to mention 4 times here, and all 4 of those occurred during the Doctor of Thugonomics period.
Right.
And kind of moving into that gray area I talked about earlier.
then he tapped again to Kurt Angle at No Mercy 2003.
Yeah.
He tapped again to Chris Benoit a couple months later in December of 2003.
Yeah. On SmackDown.
On SmackDown, and then at No Way Out again to Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. What I'm getting at is this. People want to say, well, I can't believe he done that.
Yeah.
Can't believe he done that. Why? He's done it before. It's not a big deal. You're making a mountain out of a molehill because he tapped out.
Yeah.
Man's done it. On video, saw it, watched it, done.
Yep. Several of those I watched live.
That's like
So
in 1989, Ric Flair, Terry Funk, I Quit match. Well, Terry Funk, toughest SOB in wrestling during the time.
yeah.
Was he going to say I quit? No, Terry Funk wasn't going to say I quit. Fact of the matter is, though, he'd already done that a couple times in his life. Once to Harley Race that I know of, once to Jerry the King Lawler in an empty arena. It happened.
Yeah.
Why all the animosity now? I think a lot of it has to do with this.
Yes.
This right here
Yeah.
has ruined professional wrestling. And I've never thought that I would see the day that I would say that until I was sitting in your living room.
Yeah.
We were watching Saturday Night Main Event and that match unfolding, and Gunther putting the sleeper on him, Cena fighting back, Gunther going back for the sleeper, Cena fighting back. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit much. It became a little bit hokey to me in a way, but I understood why they done that.
Yeah.
You know, back and forth.
Cena fighting out and Gunther
Staying right on
top of it. And what got me was there, and I was with you up to this point. You and DJ ALX both were sort of like, this is kind of getting boring. It's kind of getting old. It's kind of getting overdone.
Right.
The fact that Gunther keeps going back to the sleeper and keeps going back to the sleeper. And Gunther, you mentioned it more than once, that Gunther had the sleeper locked in and he would let it go and readjust and come back.
I don't know if his arm was getting tired at that point.
Right.
Probably was. I mean,
But
I can only imagine.
when he stopped, he was standing over Cena and he started bringing those 12-6 elbows down right across this side of Cena's neck and shoulder.
Yeah.
Just bam, 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 just driving those elbows in.
Right.
Then he sets back with it. He locks it in. He set the hooks in, snapped the sleeper up, and he actually, at one time, he interlocked his hands and drew it this way, and that's when Cena tapped.
Yeah, he reaches up, smiles, you know, and everybody said, well, he smiled.
Yeah.
So what? It's over. Done. Doesn't
he
matter.
Smiled because
Okay.
this was it.
Let me say this. If he would have been a mid-card, 4-year in, white meat baby face that had nothing to lose and done that, from a producer standpoint,
Yeah. Oh, he'd have been reamed.
I'd have been pissed.
Yeah, he'd have been reamed.
But it's over. This is it. This is the end of the story. It's going to be it. It's his final match. It wasn't like it was the first time during the match that he had openly communicated with Gunther.
Yeah.
I mean, when they were on the top rope, they were smiling at each other and grinning from ear to ear like two possums playing for a.
You could tell that they were enjoying
what they were doing. Yes.
And on the one hand, the old school part of me says we should never have seen them. What's up? How you doing, Justin?
What's up? Good to see you in here.
On the one hand, the old school part of me is saying we should never have seen them enjoying what they were doing.
No, it's wrestling
face
match.
to face.
No, and honestly,
it's one thing to see one of them smiling while the other's down, but actually
I'm beating the hell out of him. I'm
other.
on a grin a little bit about it.
But then this is different because this is a new era. This is a different time period.
Mhm.
Wrestling is not what it was, and for better or worse, that doesn't really matter.
More for worse.
Glad you could join us, Justin. We're really just talking about the final match of John Cena's career, and we're getting into that today. So, glad you could join us, and
Absolutely.
please stay with us. Like, subscribe, follow,
Share it with your friends, enemies,
but
in-laws, outlaws.
This goes back to just
it's expectation in a lot of ways. I mean,
the wrestling fans in general today, for the most part, are a bunch of microcephalic addlepates.
They're what?
They've got small heads and they're morons.
Well, not all of them.
I said most of them.
Yeah.
That's all I can say is you're not looking at the big picture. You're out here beating on the desk. John Cena shouldn't give up. John Cena shouldn't go. You can't do that. Shut up, because you have no clue. And the fans that were chanting "F you, Hunter," do you really think
that it was him?
That it was Hunter
that made that decision?
Absolutely 100%. The decision to give up in that match and to hand that sort of trophy, that sort of torch off to Gunther, 100%. That was John Cena's choice.
Let me read this, and this coming off of an interview that John Cena had done after the match. I don't remember exactly when, but John Cena giving his reason for smiling before tapping out for Gunther. For the last 5 minutes, everything I preach about story and drama have a conversation with the audience. The ones I love are in the front row. I know my colleagues are watching on the monitor back there. We're just in a sleeper hold, man. But we're having that conversation with the audience.
Yeah.
As I essentially take my last breath, I've struggled. If you think of somebody, the natural causes scenario of however we picture loss in our life, all of us have been through it, the struggle. They hang on just long enough to make sure to say goodbye to everyone that's been meaningful in their lives. And that whole day was so many unbelievable, vulnerable, meaningful conversations. And then you realize I've connected with everybody I love. Physically, I feel great. I think it's time to take that last breath, and that's that. I hate to keep going back to morbidity, to obituaries, but like this person died peacefully.
Yeah.
And knowing that, like, man, we are in a good place. We're going to be great going forward. The bottom of the t-shirt says, I gave everything. Thank you for everything. And that moment, that was that, going peacefully. Now, it's a story.
Yeah.
It's telling a story.
And that from John Cena, that is him reaching out to the fans and saying, look, this is pulling the curtain back. This is breaking kayfabe and saying, hey, this is what was going on in that moment. Inside kayfabe, I only picture it one way. This is the man who has spent the last 20 years, from roughly 2005, March-ish of 2005, John Cena had an I Quit match with JBL. From that point forward, that match to Gunther, he never gave up.
No, he didn't.
He never tapped out. He never gave up. And that was a selling point for him as a babyface. And finally, for 1 second at the end of that match, he's smiling because he realizes he finally found someone who could make him give up. He found someone who is his equal in that regard.
Right.
The counter to his never give up is I'm going to make you give up.
Right. Okay. And it happens, and like you said, the fans all of a sudden F you Hunter and F you
Stupid.
Gunther. I mean,
Dim-witted,
listen.
dithering simpletons.
The internet wrestling community is smarter than that. And I say that whether they act smarter than
they
that,
should be smarter.
well, they've got the whole listen. I remember 20 years ago going online looking up match finishes before they happened.
Yeah.
People knew. It wasn't like it was hidden.
Well, go back to
20 years later.
Go back to the late 90s when WCW gave away the finish to a WWF show.
Yeah, if you go to the other show, Mick Foley's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship.
And what happened?
I'll tell you what happened.
600,000 people turned the channel.
That's it.
Instantly.
Because guess what? I was one.
Yeah.
I was one because Tony Schiavone opened his big mouth and told me that Mankind was going to win the title.
And Tony, if I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere that Tony was one of very few people in the back that was looking at him going, we probably shouldn't do that.
And the whole time I'm sitting there, I never once during that time said, you, Tony.
Yeah.
One of the greatest baby faces in professional wrestling. Yeah. And listen, wrestling fans are not dumb. We've been to shows. We know what happens. We understand this from a fan perspective. You know, granted, you and I, it's kind of become a little running gag, especially at AOG, because they have the meetings where they talk to, you know, you'll see me and Walter there doing that number. And it's not because we're being disrespectful. It's not because we're being disrespectful to Brox or Bobby or whoever's talking.
Yeah.
It's because
we don't want to hear what's going to happen. We don't want to hear anything about the show.
How can I give you a natural expression if I know what's going to happen?
Exactly.
I think the biggest problem with wrestling fans is they need to go back about 30 years.
Yeah.
They need to go back about 30 years, turn the phone off, turn the internet off, and sit down and actually watch a professional wrestling show.
It was just an emotional time for a lot of fans who just wanted to see their hero win.
Well, yeah,
I agree.
I agree with you completely. There's no doubt in my mind they did. And that's the story in so many things. The good guy should win.
But here's the deal that makes it not that. The fact that these people, again, John Cena fan. I believe John Cena is the greatest of all time. I've said it right here. I will, until somebody else actually steps up and takes that. For me, right now, John Cena is the greatest of all time. However, as much as I wanted to see him win, I'm not going to explode in that way. Like, yes, it makes you emotional. It gives you feelings of,
and it's great,
you know, but that's the
wonderful
point. It's wonderful to feel that. It's a display of real guttural human emotion to see your hero lose in that respect, in that regard.
I'm going to read.
But
something.
you can't just explode on, because now the curtain is open and kayfabe is nearly dead. Everybody's screaming, F you, Hunter, you effed up. They chanted that for at least 3 minutes. At least 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That just, it ruined everything. Because you're sitting there thinking, wow, I'm feeling this,
people
this
are not
emotion.
that
Yeah, and
naive.
these people, you can't be that. Oh, it just
Well, let me read this, and it's something that I've quoted.
oafish.
I've quoted this time and time again. It goes back to Jim Ross's book, Slobberknocker, in chapter 18.
Yep.
If you sit down, listen to it, read it, you'll hear this, you'll read this. And it's Jim Ross talking about a time when the Junkyard Dog had basically walked out on Mid-South Wrestling and went to the WWF.
Yep.
And he's talking about Bill Watts' reaction, basically. And Bill Watts is quoted in the book as saying, you don't do that. You don't walk out on the territory that just made you a star without giving notice, without making a star out of someone else on your way out.
Yeah.
And you know what? That mentality right there, it goes back to the whole idea of leave it better than you found it.
Yeah.
Leave it better than you found it.
Yeah.
Give somebody else the rub on your way out. And I've seen people talking about,
Pass the torch.
Gunther shouldn't have been the one. Gunther shouldn't have been the one. Big whoop-de-doo.
Here again, back to the fickleness of the fans. The internet wrestling community, for the majority. When Gunther was in NXT, they were singing his praises. He was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and they loved it. He needed to be on the main roster. They move him to the main roster, and then those same fans are screaming, he needs a world title.
Well,
He deserves a world title. And they give it to him.
They give
and
him
as
the run.
soon as they give it to him, the fans said, why'd they put it on Gunther? He's so boring. Those exact same fans, they change their minds more than most people change underwear. They're pedantic dullards.
But it boggles me because, I expect the reaction. I expect the disappointment in the fans, the boos,
I expect that.
Yeah,
Don't
we
have a
saw
problem
it.
with that.
We
Yeah.
saw it. Heel beats babyface.
Yeah.
Heel gets booed out of
Who
the
gets
building.
pulled out of the yeah.
That should have happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when a grown man, 40 years ago, I could have understood Gunther needing security to walk him to his bus.
Yeah.
But we are in the modern era, people, where everybody's got one. You knew what was going to happen, and the man needed security to walk him to the bus.
Yeah.
I know this world's gone to hell in a handbasket.
Brings me back to the story of that Jerry Lawler told, where he was the biggest heel in all of Tennessee.
Yes.
Possibly the entire South at that point.
I would say you're about right. Maybe even nationwide. Nobody
and he walks out to his car, and he gets in his car, and he turns the headlights on, and there's a man standing there.
Oh, what we got here? Mostly passing of the torch. Yes,
exactly.
Bingo.
But
there.
That comes from a man who understands the internal workings of the ring and the internal workings of the backstage.
Yes, but we
understand that, but this is like
I go back to this. We are in the modern era.
Yeah, everybody can see what's
everybody
going on.
knows. It's not a secret. Kayfabe died 1997.
Have any of you been watching that series on? I think it's on Netflix, Unreal, where they actually go backstage with Hunter. They go backstage with Bruce Pritchard and all these folks sitting at Gorilla, and they're talking about how they plan this and how they plan.
It's not a secret anymore.
It's not a secret.
As much as we'd like to keep it that way, it's not. But here's the thing. Let me veer off into left field for just 1 second. After the Sol Ruka Bailey match, when Solruka and I can't remember the lady's name that was with her, and I think Bailey had Lyra Valkyrie.
Yeah.
They were all in the ring and they all raised each other's hand at the end.
Yeah.
People were panicking out. I can't believe they done that. They just had a wrestling match against each other.
Old school in a way that I do not want to know the finish of the match and then look at Twitter or Instagram or Facebook to know if I finish a match. Yeah.
We don't either.
We don't want to know the finish, but most people.
You can ask anybody up at AOG. I mean,
yeah,
we don't want to know anything more than who's on the card.
Yeah. Most people in the internet wrestling community, they have spent months digging on their phones and all the dirt sheets trying to find the finish to every match before it ever happens.
And you know what? I've been guilty of it. I've done it. Zariah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. But have we gotten to that point? I know we are in a point in this world where we're an emotional time. But are we at the point we can't control our emotions?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do people, answer me this, do people go, and I don't know if they still do it, but I remember back in the old days when TV shows were filmed before a live studio audience.
Yeah.
If the show don't end the way you do, you want
it to do? Yeah.
Do you really act like that in public? I mean, I get it. I really and honestly do.
I watched a video earlier.
Part of me wants to believe it's still.
I watched a video earlier. There was an old man. He said he told the cops in the video he was 65. He was sitting on a park bench. He wasn't doing anything. He was sitting on a park bench. And some lady, 30, 35 years old, a nurse's aide, come up to him screaming in his face, like marching up to him, screaming and yelling in his face about the hat he was wearing on his head. Not going to get into the political side of it, but we all know what hat I'm talking about. She was screaming at him. He stood up to get away from her, to move away, and she chased him. She moved at him with intent. This guy was a Vietnam vet. He was not scared of her in any way, but he's seen intent in her movements.
Right.
And he had a bottle of water, and he slung some water at her. She come over to him and started trying to hit him. That's the type of emotional restraint that most people have today. They cannot separate their emotions from physical violence, from physical force.
I don't like it no more. I've got to beat somebody up because I don't like it. I believe no one wants to be surprised no more about
I mean, Justin,
yes,
I'm a member of several wrestling groups here on Facebook where that's all they talk about is the rumors that they found. Well, this match is going to go this way because I found this rumor from this place, this source. This source says it's going to end this way or that way. A lot of people are not willing to wait to see the finish of the match. It's not a small portion of the fandom either.
Let me ask this. How many people go to the movie theater, take their wife, their girlfriend, their boyfriend, their significant other, whoever, their child, to the movie, buy the ticket, and before they go in, they look at the phone, see how that movie's going to end?
Yeah.
That is the dumbest, most stupid thing that I've ever seen.
Now,
and that is how I feel about professional wrestling.
Sheena gets mad at me sometimes because, especially when we're watching a TV show that's like a cop drama or something like that, where they're doing an investigation into I always, within 15, 20 minutes, and you can blame Matlock for this because I've watched every episode of Matlock ever. The old Andy Griffith Matlock, not the new Kathy Bates Matlock.
I got one for you when you get done.
I've watched entirely too much Matlock. Within about 15, 20 minutes, I know how it's going to end. I know who the killer was. I know who the bad guy is. And I know what's going to happen. And I try not to say anything, but then right about the time something happens, I'll say, it just rolls out of my mouth. I'm like,
damn,
they're going to find his gun over there in the corner. And
right,
I can't help it. But that's not the same as
but you don't get mad and start screaming at the TV.
Right. But it's also not the same as intentionally going to find the answer before it happens.
I saw some idiot post on Facebook that he busted his TV, 48 some odd inch TV, because the match didn't end the way I wanted it to. Boo friggin' who?
Yeah, well, that's up to him to replace it.
It didn't end the way you wanted it to.
I think Cena done exactly what he was supposed to do there.
I think he did. I think Gunther did too, though.
Not what Hunter told him to do, not what Nick Khan told him to do. I think he done exactly what he wanted to do, which is exactly what he needed to do.
Put Gunther over. And you know what? I think in all intent, Hunter probably told him, you got X amount of minutes. You guys go out there and figure it out.
Yeah. Cena knew
because it was told. I have heard
do.
that not even Triple H knew the outcome.
Yeah.
That may be, that may not be. He may have told him. It doesn't matter if he told him or not. But it's amazing just how fickle people can get over something.
Indecisive.
Let me run this and by you. On the topic of Matlock, to give you something to roll your mind on. You're a fan of Andy Griffith too.
Uh-huh.
Watch the Andy Griffith show.
Mm-hmm.
On the Andy Griffith show, Barney Fife, Don Knotts referred to Andy Taylor as Ange.
Ange, yeah.
Okay. On Matlock, Don Knotts made a recurring role for a short period of time. What did he refer to Matlock as?
Binge.
Yeah. Yes. A little bit of history. Let's see what we got here. In my time in the business, the finish is the finish, but it's the story, the heat, the shine, the raw emotion that is left in the ring that the people forget about instead of focusing on the ending.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, ultimately.
and that, to that point, and to your point earlier, you said that you've noticed online people are starting to warm up.
They are. They're starting to warm up.
There's a ton of that going on. And now, just to Michael's point here, a lot of the people that were chanting "you effed up" and "F you, Hunter," a lot of them are now coming out and saying, well, I mean, this is our Gunther got his heat and he's because Gunther came out Monday night and done exactly what he was supposed to do. Come out and look at the fans and just absorb that hatred, and then look at them and say, very briefly, I told you I was going to make your hero tap out, and I did. I made him tap like a bitch. And not only does that show that he has no concern that the fans are hating his guts, he actually enjoys it. He thrives on it. It's shine through heat.
And I watched I actually screenshotted this off of a thing on Facebook.
Yeah.
Some of the comments that were left after that.
Yeah.
One guy said the perfect heel.
Yeah.
Another one said the "you can't see me" gesture he did to AJ in his car was hilarious.
Yeah.
One more commented and said, if that's the type of heel that's making the wrestling fans react this certain way, then Gunther is most definitely doing a great job accomplishing the type of reaction a heel is supposed to receive.
Yeah. Goes back to that story of Jerry Lawler I was talking about earlier, and I didn't finish. Jerry goes to his car one night after the show, parking lot's empty, turns his headlights on, and there in front of him stands a fan with a brick. And Jerry steps out of his car and he looks at the guy and he goes, if you throw that brick at my car, I'm going to beat you to death.
And he did.
And Jerry gets in and he goes to start his car. Oh, he told the guy, he said, I'm going to run you over. I'll kill you dead. I'll run you over. He goes to start his car won't start. And that guy reared back and pitched that brick straight through the windshield of Jerry's car, and Jerry couldn't do nothing about it. That's the kind of heat that you want a heel to have. And now,
should it come to that? No.
Well, no, it shouldn't ever come to violence. But that's the kind of heat you want.
That's a heel's job, is to make people mad.
But notice, security didn't have to walk Jerry out to the parking lot that night.
No, and this was...
The majority of the fans were pissed about the outcome, and they went home mad, and they sulked, and they stewed in it, and they come back the next week and booed him even harder. One guy took it upon himself to, I'm going to fix his little red wagon, and he goes to the parking lot with the prettiest brick you've ever seen. Jerry's words, not mine. and throws it. And the guy knew better. The guy knew better than to do it. Because he didn't do it when Jerry said, if you throw that brick through my window, I'll run your ass over and kill you.
He waited until
the car won't start.
The car won't start. What's he going to do now?
What's he going to do to me? And the guy probably knew he could outrun Jerry, but he also knew he wasn't going to win a fight against Jerry.
Well, no, but I mean,
so
at least it's on more fair
and takes off.
At least it's on more fair terms. I mean, fist fight versus bastard's going to run me over with a car.
But I mean, what would you have done if he threatened to throw a brick through your windshield? I'd have threatened to run him over with my car.
That's it. But you know, it just.
You make sure.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. Why are we at this point in life that we resort to violence instead of using our minds a little bit more than something to hold a hat on? No disrespect.
Because the majority of people under the age of 25 today do not understand a phrase that we were told our whole lives. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
That's it. To me,
that goes for wrestling, that goes for sports, that goes for politics, that goes for religion, that goes for everything.
I don't tell me whatever you want to, and
I don't care what you say. Well, you can call me a fat moron all day long. If you think I haven't been called a fat moron at least 14 million times in my life, you are a moron. The point is, another old saying, think before you speak or act.
Exactly.
There you go.
Bingo. I mean,
your words are not going to hurt me. And the same goes for what the fans were chanting after that match.
Gunther didn't lose no sleep, I guarantee.
Gunther didn't lose any sleep. I promise you, Trips didn't lose a wink of sleep.
Nope.
He was smiling and laughing through the whole thing because in the back of his mind, He knew Monday night Gunther was going to get the massive flow of heat that he desperately needed.
You know, it's more like from never give up to stop crying. You know,
Stop crying, stop belly aching. That's the problem. I think that's the real problem, right? It's not the internet. It's not the knowing what's going to happen before it happens. The problem now is people can go to the internet and they can say all these terrible things to someone else with no consequences.
Yeah.
And they think that their opinion is worth its weight in gold.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really not worth a hill of beans.
Well, no. It's not that the fan isn't valued for their opinion, and they are. From our perspective, we love hearing what the fans have got to say. Why do you think that we went
live just for this?
We've been going live for the last
6 months, maybe?
Pretty much. I mean, ever since, I mean, I'm not spending $30 a month to run a podcast.
A live podcast.
If I don't want people to show up, God, I'd love to pack this place out.
Yeah, I'd love to stream servers with fans here.
I appreciate what we've got, and don't get me wrong, but if I didn't want a fan's opinion, I want to go live.
I do want the fans' opinion.
That's it.
If they want to come on here and tell me I'm an idiot and I don't understand, I'm dying for them to do that. Because I've called them a bunch of names tonight.
Yeah. But here's the thing, at the end of the day,
I want to hear what they want to say.
I don't think there's an argument that can be made that would contradict it.
No.
Because when you're talking about, and it goes back to what I said, 1997, the curtain was pulled back. Or 1996, I guess.
Yeah.
95, 96, when Hall and Nash were going to WCW, and Triple H and Shawn hugged them in the middle of the ring because, they were saying bye. It was at a house show, what have you. I don't think it hurt wrestling. Was it the opportune thing to do? No, probably not.
Yeah.
But I think what really hurt wrestling is the amount of information that is made public. Let me give you a little idea. And it's like telling somebody, you got a group of people in an office. This don't go outside of this office. But I'm going to tell you this. All right.
Yeah.
3 of the 4 people are fine with that. But you've got that one person that can't wait to get out the door, go outside, and the first person he sees and say, "Did you know?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And then said person comes into the office where the conversation just happened and said, "Why is so-and-so?" Where'd you hear that? Well, so-and-so out there just told me.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
But then that starts a game of telephone.
Yeah.
Where one person said it,
mm-hmm.
and then they tell someone else, and it gets twisted just a little bit. And then they tell someone else, and it gets twisted a little more. And they tell someone else, and it's twisted a little more. And by the time it gets back to the first person that said it, it's not even close to the same story.
We had, and you'll remember him, your favorite teacher, Willie Murphy.
Yes.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
7th grade history class.
Yep.
Johns Creek Elementary. I'll tell my age right now. Had about 30 people in that class.
Mm-hmm.
Willie had us lined up. 5 rows of 6.
Yeah.
He went over to the first person at the far side of the wall and whispered something in their ear.
Yeah.
Now I want you to tell that person behind you
Yeah.
what I just told you, and you all follow suit. And when it gets to the back, you walk over and you tell that person, and it comes up, and then it goes over, and it goes down, and so forth. Till all 30 of you has heard it. And I'm going to be standing back there on the back corner, because when I tell it, I want the last person to tell me what was told to them, and then I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close
Yeah.
to what Mr. Murphy told the first person.
Yep.
Not even close. Knowledge, just because you think you know something, doesn't make it right.
Yeah. I'm going to tack onto that, and then I want to touch on something here
Hit you
in honor of John Cena's last match. To your point with that, people like to say that the truth shall set you free.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be the truth. And it's not necessarily the truth itself that sets you free. You have to know that truth before it can set you free. So just because something is true doesn't mean that it's going to work for you.
No.
It only works for you once you actually know it. Now, that being said, I wanted to give a rundown of the championships, accomplishments, and accolades of John Cena.
Hit us.
I'm going to start with his a list of things mostly outside of wrestling. John Cena was an NCAA Division III All-American, Springfield College Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, class of 2015. He received the Chris Gracious Celebrity Award from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He received the Special Recognition Award from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That was for granting 300 wishes. He currently holds the Guinness World Records most wishes granted through the Make-A-Wish Foundation, 650 plus and counting. Also, he was the Grand Marshal of the 2010 Gillette Fusion Pro Glide 500, 2014 Sports Social TV Entertainer of the Year, 2014 Rumble Royalty Hall of Game Award, 2014 Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure Grand Marshal, 2016 USO, that's the military organization for entertainment for the fans, or entertainment for the troops, USO Legacy of Achievement Award, 2014 NCAA Silver Anniversary Award. November 10th is declared John Cena Day by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
That is nice.
Now we go back to his wrestling list. The Baltimore Sun gave John Cena Best Feud of the Decade 2010. Do you know who that was with?
Batista?
Edge.
Edge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Match of the Year 2007. It happened on April 23rd at Raw. April 23rd, 2007.
I don't know.
It was Shawn Michaels. Wrestler of the Year 2007 and 2010. Feud of the Year 2010.
Edge?
No, that was a good guess. But the feud in question here as Feud of the Year was, well, let's just put it this way. 2010 was the year of NXT's very first season. The original NXT.
Nexus?
The Nexus. That's right. Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW Heavyweight Champion one time. OVW Southern Tag Team Champion one time with Rico Constantino. Guinness World Records, longest WWE babyface run before turning heel. Would you even care to guess How many days John Cena was a babyface before turning heel? It's a lot.
5,650.
I mean, that's not a bad guess, but you're off by about 2,200. 7,786 days.
But he was a heel first. Well,
Yeah, I mean, kind of, yeah.
Doctor.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated, PWI, gave him Feud of the Year 2006 with Edge, Feud of the Year 2011 with CM Punk, Match of the Year 2007 with Shawn Michaels on Raw. That was the April 23rd we spoke about. Match of the Year 2011 with CM Punk at Money in the Bank. Match of the Year 2013 versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. Match of the Year 2014 versus Bray Wyatt in a last man standing match at Payback. Match of the Year 2016 versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam. Most Improved Wrestler of the Year 2003. That's 1 year after his main roster debut. Most Popular Wrestler of the Decade 2000 to 2009. Most Popular Wrestler of the Year 2004, 2005, 2007, and 2012. Wrestler of the Year 06 and 07. Ranked number 1 of the top 500 singles wrestlers of the PWI 500 in 2006, 2007, and 2013. Rolling Stone gave him Best Promo in 2015. That was in a feud with Kevin Owens. Best Storyline in 2015 with Kevin Owens. Match of the Year, Money in the Bank with Kevin Owens, 2015. Sports Illustrated gave him the Muhammad Ali Legacy Award in 2018, the General Legacy Award in 2025. Ranked number 4 of the top 10 wrestlers in 2017. Ranked number 4 of the 20 greatest WWE wrestlers of all time. Ultimate Pro Wrestling UPW Heavyweight Champion 1 time. WWE Champion 14 times. World Heavyweight Champion 3 times. Intercontinental Champion 1 time. United States Champion 5 times. Tag Team Champion 2 times. Once with The Miz, once with David Otunga. World Tag Team Champion 2 times. Once with Batista, once with Shawn Michaels. Money in the Bank winner 2012. Royal Rumble winner 2008 and 2013. WWE Championship number 1 contenders tournament winner 2003 and 2005. 11-time Slammy Award winner. Game Changer of the Year in 2011 with The Rock. Hero in All of Us 2015. The Holy Move of the Year in 2010. That was when he sent Batista through the stage with an AA off the top of the car. That was it, Over the Limit.
I figured it would have been when he gave the AA to the Big Show and Edge at the same time.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's one of my favorite moments.
Let me tell you something.
Like
I said, I'm not a John Cena fan, people.
Yeah.
Don't really like him. Don't care much for him. Think he's about as phony as a football bat.
Insult of the Year 2012. He said this to Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero. And the quote is, "You're the exact opposite. One enjoys eating a lot of nuts and the other is still trying to find his." Kiss of the Year 2012 with AJ Lee. Match of the Year 2013-2014 versus The Rock for WWE Championship at WrestleMania 29. And then Team Cena versus Team Authority at Survivor Series. Superstar of the Year 09, 10, and 12. OMG Moment of the Year 2025, turning on Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber in Toronto. He is the 35th Triple Crown champion, the 18th Grand Slam champion under current format, 25th overall. Wrestling Observer Newsletter gave him box office draw, best box office draw in 07, best gimmick in 03, best on interviews in 07, feud of the year in 2011 with CM Punk, match of the year in 2011, CM Punk at Money in the Bank, most charismatic 2006 to 2010, most charismatic of the decade 2000 to 09, wrestler of the year in 07 and in 10, worst feud of the year 2012 versus Kane, worst worked match of the year versus John Laurinaitis at Over the Limit. I remember that. And it was the drizzling. It was, I mean, it takes a lot to carry John Laurinaitis.
And people
Look, even
people
when-
are bitching about Gunther.
Yeah, y'all are complaining about Gunther. You don't remember that match against John Laurinaitis because that was horrendous.
Go back and watch that, and if you really want to do some
Look,
crying.
The simple fact is, John Laurinaitis was a hard one to carry when he was in his prime, let alone when he was an
God
old man.
knows Johnny Ace couldn't do it.
Worst worked match of the year, 2014. That was against Bray Wyatt at Extreme Rules. Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame class of 2012. You find me another wrestler with that kind of list of accolades and accomplishments and awards, and I'll accept that they might be better than John Cena.
You know, and like I said, I'm not a fan. I never have been, never will be, probably. But I have to respect what that man has done. Not just for himself, but for the sport of professional wrestling as a whole. Like, there's people out there right now in professional wrestling that I couldn't give you $1 for.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't respect what they done in their time in the ring.
Yeah.
One of them's a former NWA world champion. I won't name his name because we ain't getting into it.
Hey, baby.
You in a bad way?
I'm in a bad way. You need help with that book?
Is Tiger gonna help?
Maybe. Anyway.
But anyway, point of the matter being is, you know, professional wrestling is meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
Sit down, scream your little heart out for your hero, boo the bad guy, and be a civilized friggin' human being for once in your life. We are better than that as a society. Or at least we should be. I'm not completely giving up on society as a whole.
Yeah.
But there's a whole lot of a-hole in a society.
Yeah.
We can't let those people be what decides the majority. It's like we look at professional wrestling. Oh, okay. We look at politics. Less than 10% people turn out to decide what 100% of the people are going to do.
Yep.
And you know, it's not just in politics. It's in wrestling too. I see this because with the internet, the 2025 EPW viewer or the Next Level Awards, there's a whole lot more people I know out there that could cast a ballot.
Oh, yeah. Hundreds, if not thousands.
That have. So get your asses out and vote, number one.
Yeah.
ElevateProWrestling.com/vote if you haven't. But back to John Cena. Cena's tapping out, to me, was a storytelling moment.
Yeah.
It's not a weakness.
It was smart storytelling.
You know, did he need to smile? No. This is Mike the fan, not Doc. What I would like to have saw was Gunther locked a sleeper in the final time, lays John Cena down, the camera pans in on his face, and he starts to reach up like he's going to tap and loses consciousness and drops his hand. And the referee calls the bell.
I mentioned this I mentioned this to you even before the match.
Mm-hmm.
And then I seen one person in all the groups and Facebook, forums and whatever that I follow for wrestling. I seen one person mention this. I think the only thing that would be better, and this guy said the exact same thing, the only thing that would have been better than John tapping out is if John and Gunther had given us a repeat of the Stone Cold Bret Hart moment.
Yeah, when he locked
Where
it in.
Bret locks in the sharpshooter. Stone Cold blood is pouring profusely down his face.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold refuses to tap out. He refuses. He will let Bret break his spine, break his legs. He is not going to tap. And he passes out from blood loss and pain and whatever
the referee
else.
stops the fight.
Referee stops the fight. I think that not only does that make Gunther look like an absolute monster going forward, but John gets to remain, never give up. And that actually shows more. It lends itself to more for Gunther, because he can say he didn't give up because his will was just that strong.
But his body
I'm
couldn't
so
hold
freaking
up.
good, he couldn't withstand.
And and that goes back to the whole thing, though. That's a reasonable explanation of how you explain how things should have ended.
Yeah.
It's not FU Gunther. It's not FU Triple H. It's not FU Cena. Cena sucks, or Gunther sucks, or what have you. It's being a responsible human being. You can do this. Outrage, it's part of the drama. Don't panic. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. And, the crowd's intensity, it proves the storyline's impact. It honestly does. But like I said,
Hello, Buck.
the mascot of Cussin and Discussin. But what doing, Chief?
Ow!
You little heathen.
He'll try to chew on your fingers. He enjoys that.
I'm not a bone. Of course, there's one in there, but why don't you go chew on Rocky's?
Stop licking my microphone.
But honestly, it's over now.
Yeah.
It's over. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
John Cena lost. His career's over for now.
And you
regardless if we see him again or we don't, it doesn't matter.
You said this, and I really love the way you put this. The lesson for the fans coming out of this: outrage, anger is part of the drama. Enjoy it. Don't blow it out of proportion.
Eat it up.
Don't panic. Eat it. The fact that this sport gave you some sort of emotional connection. It brought out that emotional, that outpouring.
It took you 20 years to get there. That's a hell of a roller coaster ride. It took you 20 years to get there. That's a hell of a roller coaster ride, is what I think. Whether you're a John Cena fan or you're not, there is no way you can tell me that wasn't the most enjoyable thing in professional wrestling. And it was, even from not being a fan.
So again, look, I've probably called people a lot of things on here tonight. And a lot of people are starting to warm up to it, and they're realizing, okay, it wasn't as bad as all that.
No, it wasn't, because that's the way it goes.
But Cena, I would love to have seen him win his last match.
Matter of fact,
I would have loved to have seen him walk away with the championship.
Well, yeah,
and then come back out on Raw Monday night and leave his shoes and the championship and his armbands and everything in the ring. That I would have loved to see that. I would love to have seen that. But that doesn't lend itself to helping anyone else.
But it goes back to what I said earlier.
Put someone over on your way out.
Yeah. Oh, you got my socks, son.
Yeah.
Quit. Tomorrow's another day, and it'll be all right.
Sorry, folks.
10-4.
Yeah. I'll let him chew on my fingers.
He's all right.
He enjoys that.
He likes wrestling.
He likes to fight. He likes wrestle.
He likes wrestling. I mean, that dog likes wrestling. What can you say?
He's definitely going to be a heel.
He wasn't mad over the other night.
No.
No, he
No.
wasn't mad.
No, he wasn't.
Poor
mad.
little feller.
He's definitely going to be a heel, though.
He ain't never seen nobody like that
He
before.
whines and complains and
Just saying.
Good.
Yeah. Wait.
yeah. Anyway. I'm gonna kill DJ ALX.
DJ LX sleep.
He shouldn't be. I mean, who knows?
You want to excuse me for a minute and I'll go deliver.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move on. We'll leave the John Cena thing alone and start moving into the end of this. Tell DJ ALX to read his messages. FTC's Art of Grappling. We've been talking about this for a couple weeks now. They have started a Art of Grappling youth program, the Junior Grapplers program. It starts January 11th. It's a Sunday, January 11th, from 2 to 4 p.m. And these folks are so excited about this. So here's what you need to know going into this.
He ain't reading nothing.
You need to just sleep.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, here's what families need to know going into this. Fill out the registration form. $80 per child for the full 6-week experience. Sibling discounts are available. This will take place at the FTC Art of Grappling facility in Ironton, Ohio.
Yeah.
The schedule there will be every Sunday from January 11th, 6 weeks forward, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is 1 day a week to get your kids into something that is going to give them an ability to let out a little bit of energy and maybe a little frustration and you know, just do something that is going to get them active and maybe help them get into shape and, you know, just it's good for them. It's really a good program. So all they need is warm athletic clothing. You know, if they're not the type that gets cold or whatever, ball shorts is probably fine. Otherwise, you're looking at sweats or those tearaway pants or something like that. Tennis shoes are fine. No special gear required. For any questions, you can contact Brock's Boulder directly at 740-464-6699. And also follow FTC at FTC Art of Grappling on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram for updates and highlights. And they say, let's build something special for the tri-state youth. One bump, one promo, one moment at a time. And folks, they have taken people from all walks of life and brought them into the wrestling community as wrestlers, referees, ring announcers, commentators. Just they do a little bit of everything. And it's a tremendous group of people, tremendous program, tremendous opportunity. So take advantage of that while you can.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy.
Also, a little bit of happenings around EPW. We are still taking votes for the EPW Next Level Award.
Yeah, we are.
We are looking forward to the arrival of the hardcore heartbreaker Nikki Wild in Elevate Pro
Yeah, we
Wrestling.
talked
and that
about
will
that a
happen
little
at
bit.
the end of this month, December 27th, 2025. We will have Chaos After Christmas at Oliver Springs, DAV, Tri-State or Tri-County DAV,
Tri-County DAV
26.
Chapter 26, yes.
And we will be crowning the inaugural EPW Women's Champion after the first of the year. The match is already set. Mr. Moore has handed that down. We will get to see the fan favorite Brooklyn Ray taking on Valeska and Nikki Wild. The official contract signing will take place at Chaos After Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Going to happen 27th.
Yeah, the 27th.
Also going to be some great matches on that card.
Go ahead.
Be sure to get down there. Tri-County DAV Chapter 26. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. I also have it on good authority. Santa Poke might be there.
Santa Pope?
I heard it.
Anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Then on January 31st, and I'm going through this in order.
Go ahead.
New Year's beatings, Tri-County DAV Chapter 26, Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Doors open at 6 p.m. Bell time 7. Of course, that is going to be the night we crown the inaugural women's champion, the aforementioned match. And then February 28th, 2026, No Love Lost. Venue still to be determined. We are waiting on that. FTC's Art of Grappling is going to have a show on January 3rd, 2026, the AOG Training Center, Ironton, Ohio. Doors open 6, bell time 7. February the 7th, they'll have another show at the Training Center, Ironton, Ohio. And then All-Star Wrestling, West Virginia, December 31st, 2025, New Year's Rockin' Eve, Madison Civic Center, Madison, West Virginia. That's going to be a good show, I hear.
Should be.
Appalachian Championship Wrestling on December the 20th. That's in 2 days from now.
Yeah.
The Fight Before Christmas taking place, Tays Valley Christian School, Scott Depot, West Virginia. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we've got a great lineup of professional wrestling going on. Yep.
A bunch of good wrestling.
Take it away, my friend.
So I guess the next big thing we always try to, folks, if you have a sports program, after school, extracurricular, fundraiser, civic function, party, event, wedding, whatever.
Divorce. We'll show a wrestling show at a divorce.
Whatever you want. And you would like to have Elevate Pro Wrestling at your event, please let us know. Message today on Facebook or email at booking.elevateprowrestling.com to make your event Elevate Pro Wrestling legendary.
Yeah.
Take your event to the next level.
That's it. We are going to be there.
And I promise we are not going to pull out at the last second and leave your event hanging high.
That don't work. I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah.
If you pull out, never mind.
Yeah.
God bless them.
But
they'll come back. They'll come back.
They'll come back.
Like a bunch of fleas.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, Gonna say some hats off, good thank yous out there. First off to our friends down at Tri-County DAV, Chapter 26 in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Pretty much the pinnacle home of Elevate Pro Wrestling in Tennessee. Great to be a part of their facility, going down there, bringing professional wrestling the way it needs to be to the people of Oliver Springs. They do such a great job for the community with the things they do. The programs they have available, not just to veterans, but to the other people in the Tri-County area. They actually rent out medical equipment. I guess rent out is the appropriate word.
Yeah, they have medical equipment available where, and it's not just for veterans.
No.
For anyone in the community that needs wheelchairs, electric wheelchairs, scooters, hospital beds, all kinds of stuff they have available there that they rent out or loan out, I should say.
Yeah, loan out. That's the word I want to go with. Sorry about that.
If you can show a need for such a thing and you don't have the financial ability to afford it yourself, give them a shout at the Tri-County DAV in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Yeah. Also, they have a Christmas thing coming up, and I was just trying to find that. And I'm not
Let me see if I don't have that on hand, my friend. Right here it is. Ruby and Family Diner Community Christmas Party taking place Saturday, December the 20th, 2025, 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Families are invited to join for a special event where children may meet Santa and select a gift from Santa's workshop. This tradition was established and is carried on in the honor of Ruby and Family Diner by the American Legion Disabled American Veterans, taking place 530 Kingston Avenue in Oliver Springs, Tennessee.
Yeah. American Legion DAV sponsors there.
Great.
And that's a wonderful program.
And that's for all the community. That's not just for...
It's not just vets. That's the entire community.
Yeah.
So definitely go check that out, folks, if you're in the area.
That's a fact. Also want to say a big thank you and hats off to our good friends down in Time Warp. Earl and his gang right now. They're located at 500 Winchester Avenue next to Belk's.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be moving back down to 16th Street sometime after the first of the year to the old location, going back home. I always like to think that a homecoming is sometimes needed.
Yeah.
But be sure to check out our friends at Time Warp. Our friends at a Walk-In Time over at 1626 6th Avenue, Charleston, West Virginia. Go see JR and the gang. They've got some great memorabilia, old school toys, things of that nature that you wish to God you'd have never sold.
Yeah. They have a ton of stuff.
They do. And always our friends at Drifter's Bar with a Grill at 205 South 3rd Street in Ironton, Ohio. If you want food, you want a good drink, go down to Drifters. They'll take care of you. I bet they make a mean old fashioned.
I bet they do. I bet you'd have a blast.
I bet I would.
Yeah. Might try one tomorrow.
You never know about me.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that after this show's over too. Just for a minute, because I've got to. I'll ask you after the show.
Yeah. Also, big shout out to FTC's Art of Grappling, our good friends over there. Brox, Troy, Bobby Blaze. They do a fantastic job down there training wrestlers and referees and ring announcers and commentators and just everything in the wrestling business. There's a place for you. So if you're interested in getting into the wrestling business, check them out. If you're just interested in going to see a good show, please go check out FTC's Art of Grappling. Also, big shout out to John and Bob at the Indie Wrestling Experience. Love those guys and what they do for the independent wrestling scene. They shine a light on independent wrestling and wrestling promotions throughout the country. And I really appreciate them and love what they do over there. Also, big shout out to our wonderful friends at the Wrestling Society Network. Check them out on Facebook at Wrestling Society Network. on their website at thewrestlingsocietynetwork.com. Also, big shout out to, again, Brock's, as well as Professor Bear, Brady, Amy, and everyone else over there at Wrestling Society Network that have put so many countless hours into bringing together all this thousands of hours of wrestling content into one place. You can check out everything they've got to offer on the website or on their Facebook page. Be on the lookout in your app store for their standalone app coming soon after the first of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meanwhile, you can check out their app on Amazon Prime, Roku, and Apple TV.
You know,
and of course,
that's a fact.
I would be remiss if I did not give a shout out to my wonderful wife, Cena Dixon at Cena Dixon Photography. Check her out for all your photography needs, be it sports photos, senior pictures, school photos, family reunions, family photos, any kind of gathering or wedding, or even if it's a divorce, just give her a shout out at Cena Dixon Photography on Facebook, and she would be happy to give you prices and packages and let you pick what you want. I think that's about it, Doc.
You know, and also, if you don't care, check us out. Of course, we are on YouTube, on Facebook at Cussin and Discussin. You can check our website out, thecndshow.com.
Yes.
Now open on Discord. Check out the Discord server. Get in there and start talking amongst the wrestling fans. Let's see what you all can come up with. God knows you can.
Yeah.
I've seen enough belly aching going on in the last week on the internet server. If that Discord server ain't filled up in a month, I'm going to cry.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Also, Elevate Pro Wrestling at elevateprowrestling.com, on Facebook and YouTube at Elevate Pro Wrestling. Our friends at FTC's Art of Grappling, they also have a YouTube channel at FTC AOG 101. So, yes, there, bingo. Get out there. Enjoy professional wrestling for what it is worth. And before we leave, I do want to say something that happened today. Tragically, the racing community lost a legend.
Yeah.
Not just a legend, but his wife and children also involved in a terrible plane crash in Statesville, North Carolina. That being Greg Biffle and his wife and kids. Just terrible, terrible news coming out on that still. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family, their friends, their loved ones. Indeed. But, my friend, do you know what time it is?
I think it's time to piss on the fire and call the dog.
I think you are absolutely right. We have done enough damage today and pissed enough people off.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, well.
We'll find out. It's all right. We'll be back next week, more than likely, one day. We need to figure that out, too, because next week
we got Christmas and
we
whatnot.
do.
So
if we don't see you next week, it's because we're out visiting with our families, enjoying ourselves. So Merry Christmas to everybody. And thank you all for joining us for the Excellence of Elocution, Walter Dixon. I am the Doctor of Professional, the Doctor of Professional Wrestling, Mike Blange, PhD, saying to you until next time, so long from the Bluegrass State.